Good morning there, Miss Diane. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Brooklyn Bob?
I'm okay. We got a lot of things going on here in New York today. You know, it's September 11th,
Yeah,
and
anniversary.
yeah, well, there are certain things that you find when you're growing up, and you experience certain things like. When John F. Kennedy was shot, I was in elementary school, so I always remember that day and what went on. And then 1969, when man landed on the moon, I just graduated high school. I guess it kind of dates me. But and then we go on to 9/11. And 9/11 was a catastrophe for the entire nation. I guess.
Entire world, yeah.
Yeah. And I had the a privilege of being in on the rescue efforts. I was down at Ground Zero for the first several days. When the Twin Towers fell, so did all of the communications antennas that were located on the roof. So they had to have some way to communicate. And so I went in with a group of amateur radio people, and we got things covered. And they gave me the duty of being at Ground Zero, which is where I spent the first several days. Without sleep, I must add.
Yeah.
It was a very horrific couple of days there, and but we met up to the challenge, and a lot of things were taken care of. I mean, we didn't really rescue anybody. It was a sad day for America, and when we were there, we set up our communications in an elementary school, which is right near Ground Zero, which is where the what they call Incident Command Center was. That's where the chief of police and chief of the fire department and everybody else was doing all the communicating from. And I was in a room. It was an elementary school, and even though it was a block away from the actual Twin Towers falling, the dust migrated everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I still walk with it today because it's in my lungs. Mm. And hold on a second. Yeah. Right there. Right there. Right in there, yeah. I'm sorry, we have torches across America. That's a motorcyclist. These a group of motorcycle enthusiasts, that travel across America with a portable memorial that lists everybody that lost their lives during 9/11. It's very nice of them, and they're here today, and I was talking with them earlier. But going back to the 9/11, if you're interested in what actually went on, if you go to this website that I had made up. It's quite a long read, but there's some things in it that were not posted anywhere by the news or anything. You go to www.w2ik.info. That's actually my ham radio call sign, and you'll be privy to some information that wasn't printed anywhere, and some things that went on, because it was a very difficult situation. A lot of things hitting you all at once. Sure. We had groups from other organizations going in and trying to help, but sometimes they just got in the way. But you handled it as nice as you could. Later on, during the few days, a homeless man came out of a shelter, because we also covered the shelters, because there were a lot of people that were displaced, because when 9/11 hit, they closed down all the airports. Mm-hmm. So we also handled communications there as well, and the Red Cross had to accept anybody. In the middle of the night, they accepted a homeless man who got drunk, came out of the shelter, brandishing a handgun, shouting, "I want to shoot me some Arabs." Everybody scattered except me. I said, "Hey, man, I had a pistol like that when I was in Vietnam. Can I see it?" And he handed it to me. He said, "Sure." Now, that wasn't made public in the media, because if it was, you'd scare all the volunteers away.
Yeah.
And another thing working down there at Ground Zero is when the buildings fell, along with it came a lot of really treacherous chemicals. You had Freon, which was in between towers for the cooling, the air conditioning.
Sure.
And you had sulfuric acid for the backup battery systems. And you combine those two together, and it's mustard gas, which is very poisonous. So we had to be on our toes for things of that nature. So, but nobody really cared about their own physical well-being. They only cared about getting the job done.
Sure.
And another thing is, you see pictures of the dust from the buildings falling and burning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that dust, not only was it pulverized, I'll get it right, pulverized building material, it was also the cremated remains of almost 3,000 people.
Sure, yeah.
So you got that dust all around you, in you. So inside me, I have a reminder,
Mm-hmm.
of cremated remains that are in my lungs. I have to be very careful and get chest X-rays lest it turn to cancer. Mm-hmm. But what I also did was, when I was down there, I filled a Gatorade jar, a big Gatorade jar, with the dust. And when I got back home, I put the dust into little vials and sealed them. I had about 24 at the time. And a lot of firefighters lived in Long Island who gave their lives. So what I did was, those 24 vials I gave to people I know who lost loved ones, so they'd have something to bury and have closure in their lives.
Oh, wow.
Good.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of side stories.
Sure.
And if you go to that website, www.w2ik.info, you'll find out more about it and what went on afterwards.
All right.
So it's going to be a long day today. It's very difficult to get down to the Ground Zero area because it's cordoned off. They have traffic closed and things of that nature. But they're doing a really nice job with the building. And as a memorial, every evening they have these lights that shine up into the sky to show you that.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, didn't change anything. We're going on. They should be commended for that. So.
Brooklyn Bob, thank you.
Say right now, I was going to say a lot more, but
you probably could talk for 4 hours about it, right? I mean, just all the experiences you went through, just being there and in the midst of it all. Well, I'll put your website on our Facebook page as well, in case someone didn't get it, w2ik.info. But I'll put it on the Facebook page, on the Sunny page, so you can find it easier too.
You'll see a picture of me with George W. Bush.
Okay.
I met him several times.
Yeah.
I even met him like about 8 years after.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept saying to me, "God bless you for being there." And it's just something that you have to do. You didn't think about it. You didn't think about yourselves. You didn't think about anything else except helping people. So it was nice. And one of the side things is for quite a while, New York City Police Department and New York City firefighters, they both have their own rescue crews,
mm-hmm.
and they go to car crashes and stuff. And they used to have a lot of actually fistfights between the police and the fire department about who's going to handle this this traffic thing where somebody might hurt. You might be hurt and need an ambulance. But after that, after 9/11, all that went away.
Wow, getting along.
So they truly got together as brothers.
I think that's the one thing about these tremendous tragedies is all these miracles come out of them. Yeah. But anyway, God bless you, Brooklyn Bob. Thanks for checking in.
Okay, and you have a nice day. And if everybody can, just remember the day.